In an ever-changing world, the need to work alongside nature has never been more important. Planting trees, protecting riverbanks, restoring natural processes. These small actions build towards something larger, supporting the health of the land and the life that depends on it. Over the past 3 years, Restore the Thaw Landscape project, run by the Restore the Thaw team, has brought together landowners, residents and volunteers to spend time with the river, caring for it, learning from it. Through a growing number of initiatives, the project is helping to reconnect people with the landscape, inspiring future generations, supporting local communities and allowing nature to return piece by piece. The River Thaw winds its way through the Vale of Glamorgan, reaching the sea at Aberthaw. Along its course, the river is never quite the same twice. It shifts and changes with the land, from open salt marsh to narrow roadside streams. From river-flooded fields to peaceful garden ponds, a patchwork of habitats, all connected by the thaw.
We are planting 5,000 trees and they're going into 7 locations around the Vale. The project that we're doing is all about improving connectivity in the landscape. Hedgerows are one of the best ways of creating that kind of connectivity. So for birds and insects, mammals. Although it sounds like a huge number of trees, reality is it's a pinprick in the landscape. The whole of the Vale, I think, is something like 85% farmland. So if we want to improve nature and connectivity, we need to work with the farmers. So that's what we've been doing. We've got to know the landscape of the Vale really well. So we know the trees that are growing in the existing hedgerows. We know that some of the places where there is like single species hedgerows. That's fine, but that's not the best. So we want to plant out things like wayfaring, things like dog rows, where there's fruits and berries. And they also look quite pretty as well, so they're nice for people when they're walking through the landscape to see the blossom and the fruits and the flowers.
All native species, lots of hazel, holly, hawthorn, nice mixture, nice diversity. Yeah, it just helps build like resilience into the hedge as well for the future.
My name is Kerry Rogers and I'm here today talking about water voles for the Restore the Thaw project. We're learning about what are the classic signs that you need to look for, the trails, the various things that they use to mark their territories, and learning how to identify those and where to look for them. People are keen to learn about things like water voles, find out why they're gone, why they're coming back. What's the work of the Restore the Thaw project to try to enhance and protect our environment, particularly around things like water voles? So we also do otter days, which we bring people out to walk along the Thaw, which is home to quite a healthy established otter population now. We show people how to look for their signs, how to spot their tracks, identify where they're using the river, and really just encourage people to go out a little bit more, look for otters, see them and get enthusiastic about looking after them and conserving the whole river for them.
I'm Sophie Pope. My husband and I bought this house about 5 years ago, and it came with about 3 acres of land on the edge of the River Thaw. We came to see it this summer, it was really beautiful. But in the winter, we realised it's a floodplain, and we had to really think about how we were going to manage the land. We're not farmers, but we wanted to use the land responsibly, the right way. Being in contact with Restore the Thaw has been brilliant because they've They've just been able to have a conversation with us. We've worked together to try and help the otters and the wildlife, support them, whilst still enabling us to use our land. And I got in touch with Mel. She helped us put in some fence a couple of years ago, and we've left a couple of metres by the river so the otters can run up and down. I know they've put water voles upstream and downstream, and they're meeting somewhere in our leat. This year she's going to renovate the leat, and then there'll be a lovely habitat there for them. Restore the Thaw have been brilliant at actually working with us and talking to us and helping us make decisions. So, yeah, sensibly, because ultimately what we don't want to do is put loads of money into something that's a waste of time or not going to help the property.
We have 30 acres of woodlands and a pond, which is why we've got suitable habitat for beavers. A feasibility study was done by some experts in beavers, and they decided, yes, this is a wonderful place for beavers to make their home.
Main reason for this project is to look at education. As beavers are ecosystem engineers, we have Cardiff and Barry that are really close, and we just like to see people coming to the farm and seeing how they work and how they change a woodland to manage it for wildlife and for conservation, basically, and for biodiversity.
There's lots of things going on here as a community venue to educate and help people who might be struggling. We have volunteers as well as the young people that we support, and lots of people find this environment a very therapeutic space.
Think as beavers, what would they do?
So today we're here trying to give the beavers a helping hand before they're released into their new area with Innovate Trust for Restore the Thaw. It's a project focused in the River Thaw catchment area, supporting adults with learning disabilities to do conservation work and wildlife monitoring, learning more about biodiversity.
I've been creating blockages to help the beavers. It's been very fun.
It's great to literally get out the house and do a different kind of hobby. Here we are. We've probably 95% of it is probably built now, and then and yeah, hopefully we can order the beavers when it's completed, and we'll see them down here and inside the enclosure.
You must be our new detectives, am I right? Yeah! Welcome to Detective Headquarters.
Today we are bringing one of our stories into a show form to some lovely children at Cowbridge Primary School. In the Vale of Glamorgan there's a lot of endangered species that live here, and it's very important for us to, at a young age, instill why these creatures are important for primary school children. And so then telling them through theatre and telling them through immersive and imaginative storytelling, we feel really grips them and engages them. And so that's a lovely way for them to be both educated and entertained. So the show today is about two detectives who have had a terrible crime committed, an act of vandalism in the area. And these two detectives, they specialise in creature crime, not human crime. So their job is to try and piece together the evidence that they've been given, which happen to be some very smelly poos, and then try and figure out which creature has done the crime.
I'm Debbie. I'm a local landowner and a wild gardener, and Restore the Thaw have been helping us manage this woodland. The trees were planted not quite 30 years ago by my partner, Steve Barassi, and since then we haven't really managed it very much at all. And when Restore the Thaw came along, because they were looking at the field, they had a look at the woodland and thought that it needed some management. And because we do all our wood cutting ourselves, we couldn't manage cutting down big trees. Some species, like lime trees, have become very dominant, and other trees have weakened and some have died. We agreed that the best thing to do would be to do some felling, to let some light in, and hope for some natural regeneration with saplings coming in, and to get some understory. The guys who came to cut the trees down were very efficient, very sympathetic. It was really nice to work with people who were sympathetic and had conservation values.
These have just been a few stories of projects across the Vale of Glamorgan with Restore the Thaw, but the impact has been much larger, with many more projects involving volunteers, landowners and community members. Going forward, Restore the Thaw plan to inspire, conserve and care for the Thaw and its surrounding landscapes. Together, we can ensure nature thrives.